Joe Biden shouldn't pardon less people. He should pardon more people. The incoming potential FBI director, Kash Patel, listed 60 people, 60, alphabetized in an index in his book, Government Gangsters. Every one of those people should be given the opportunity to have a pardon. They don't have to accept the pardon, but they should be given the pardon opportunity before Joe Biden leaves office. You're on Legal AF. I'm Michael Popok at the intersection of law, politics, and pardons. Let's get down to it. There's a lot of hand-wringing going on about the pardon of Hunter Biden. A bunch of Democrats are leading that charge. I am not one of them. There are people that we know for a fact that Kash Patel, if he gets the FBI seat, Pam Bondi, if she gets the Attorney General seat, and certainly at the direction of Donald Trump, that they will go after them and try to investigate, criminally prosecute, and turn their lives upside down. They're innocent. I'm sure they're innocent. But that's not going to stop these people from trying to, quote unquote, dismantle the phony deep state in order for them to have political currency. Now, let me give you some of the names on this list. Some of them you'll be like, okay, I kind of understand why Trump would put their name on the list. Biden is on the list. Hillary Clinton is on the list. Kamala Harris is on the list. This is the Kash Patel list. Alyssa Griffith, everybody who testified against Donald Trump, all of his assistants. Cassidy Hutchinson, that brave young woman that came forward to the Jan 6 committee and otherwise. Mark Esper, Donald Trump's former head of the Pentagon. Bill Barr, his former attorney general. Lloyd Austin, the current head of the Pentagon. These are all people that are listed there, along with Anthony Fauci. Of course, Adam Schiff, Liz Cheney, and all of the Jan 6 committee. To that list, I would also put behind a protective screen or firewall by a preemptive pardon, I would put people like the prosecutors that have gone after Donald Trump. Any case that Donald Trump's been on the other side of it, any case where Donald Trump's been on the losing side of it, any of his criminal prosecutions, I would put Alvin Bragg, the Manhattan DA, there. I'd put Jack Smith and his team for the special counsel federally there. I'd put Letitia James, the New York Attorney General, there. I'd put all the judges, Judge Engoron, Judge Merchan, and Judge Chutkan, that have all ruled against Donald Trump. I would put Judge Kaplan, who ruled against him in the E. Jean Carroll case on more than one occasion. I put E. Jean Carroll on that list, who went after Donald Trump for sex abuse and won. And others that are too numerous to name on this particular hot take. But let me call it what it is. We need more pardons, not less. We need more sharp elbows, not more. We need more sharp elbows, not less. We have to start fighting the good fight, okay? And stop hand-wringing about, oh, what does it look like? What do the optics look like of Donald Trump getting into office in about 3 weeks or so, or whatever, now we're about 6 weeks away, and him pardoning 2,000 people, all the MAGA Congress, all the Jan 6 insurrectionists. He just went on with Kristen Welker, and he said as much over the weekend. I'm going to pardon the Jan 6 insurrectionists without reviewing their files, without knowing how dangerous, how violent they were, how many people died as a result of their conduct and misconduct. So I'm not for less pardoning. I don't want a committee around pardons like Amy Klobuchar is asking for. I want more pardons. And look, if the person doesn't want to accept the pardon, he doesn't have to accept the pardon. It's sort of a two-way street, right? Even when Hunter Biden got his pardon, his lawyers filed a paper with the courts and said he accepted the pardon, which implies that you need to accept the pardon. You can't be secretly pardoned here. So if you don't want to be pardoned, I know some people are like, I don't want to act like I've done anything wrong. Don't give me a pardon. I'll fight it out, But how? You're going to set up a GoFundMe page and hire lawyers? Donald Trump's still spending millions and millions of dollars. He just got a check for $30 or $40 million from his political action committees to pay off his lawyers. And I'm not looking to have patriots and civil servants and people who have served our country at great personal sacrifice have their lives turned upside down because Kash Patel, who's incompetent, Kash Patel, who's obscenely unqualified and unfit, is going to go after them to make his boss happy and have a wet dream. not willing to do that. You shouldn't either. And I think we're in a dangerous place where as we've said it before, we try to obey in advance because we're scared of Donald Trump. Joe Biden has some remaining superpowers, the pardon power first among them. Use them. I may feel differently if Donald Trump was appointing somebody who wasn't unhinged, like Kash Patel, Crazy Cash, as they call him. Somebody who even Bill Barr said, over my dead body, when Donald Trump tried to put his lackey in as deputy director of the FBI, those many years ago. And others in the intelligence community said the same thing about having Kash Patel anywhere near the levers of power in the intelligence community. Now Donald Trump, to pay us all back, has decided to try to put him in charge. Now, I'm not sure he gets through the confirmation process, although MAGA is leaning pretty heavily on the Republicans that are trying to have a backbone and stand up for America. Joni Ernst is taking a lot of incoming fire because she's standing in the way of Pete Hegseth for Department of Defense. And she, as a survivor of rape, a survivor of physical torment and abuse at the hands of her husband she was married to, a person who was injured in combat, who ran a combat unit or a transportation unit in combat, she has the right, as a lieutenant colonel in the National Guard, to ask serious, hard questions of Pete Hegseth without being attacked by MAGA, who says, but there's a political price to pay if you're going to oppose the president and their cabinet picks. How about this? How about the president doesn't propose preposterous cabinet picks and we won't have this problem? How about we'll try that? So if it wasn't Kash Patel and it was somebody tethered to planet Earth, somebody normal, somebody sober and who possessing of tremendous judgment, I would feel a lot better, maybe differently about this hot take, about proposing more pardons, not less. But when you have that person combined with Pam Bondi, who I don't have confidence in any of these lawyers that worked for Donald Trump, Pam Bondi as an impeachment lawyer, Todd Blanche, the new incoming deputy attorney general, as a criminal defense lawyer for Donald Trump. John Sauer, the same thing. Emil Bove, the same thing. Alina Habba, the same thing. I have no confidence that they are going to do the people's business and not just represent Donald Trump's mafia when he's in office. I have no confidence in their ability to make the switch and the transition from being the personal lawyers for Donald Trump to being the lawyers for the institutions for which they've now been appointed and for which my taxpayer dollars are being used to pay them. Zero. And so I call on President Biden, who we know watches the Midas Touch Network and Legal AF, almost for a fact. But I call on Joe Biden, President Biden, to do the right thing and to issue as many pardons as you can between now and the end of your term. We live in unprecedented times. It calls for unprecedented measures. Have the courage, right? Nail your courage to the sticking post and let's get this done. Because I don't want to have to report on Legal AF, on the Midas Touch Network, in hot takes, on podcasts, on Popok Live at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Midas Touch. I don't want to have to report about the latest investigation or criminal process commenced against Anthony Fauci, right, for saving us from COVID, from Bill Barr even, from any of the Republicans or any of the members of the Jan 6 committee, the Liz Cheney, a true patriot, or Senator, or now incoming Senator Adam Schiff. I don't want to have reports about that. Do something. Do something about it. I mean, I know we're all old school here, but it's time to play modern politics and the politics of protection. More pardons, not less. Preemptive pardons, blanket pardons. I understand they're being vetted by your White House counsel in conjunction with your White House chief of staff, and it's bubbling up to you. It's escalating to you. When your press secretary was asked about it, she said there's more to come. It's being evaluated. Let's make it happen. I want everybody to know where this commentator stands on the side of more pardons, not less. And you're on Legal AF, the YouTube channel. Hit the blue button, free subscribe, help us build this pro-democracy channel from the ground up. We've only been alive 2 months. We already have over 360,000 subscribers because of you, more than me. But I do appreciate you being here. Until my next reporting, Tuesdays, here's a little viewer guide. Tuesdays, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, Midas Touch Network, Popok Live. Wednesdays and Saturdays, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, the Legal AF podcast, full length. Also 8 p.m. Eastern Time, Midas Touch Network. And then right here on the new Legal AF YouTube channel at the intersection of law and politics. So until my next reporting on all things Legal AF, I'm Michael Popok. In collaboration with the Midas Touch Network, we just launched the Legal AF YouTube channel. Help us build this pro-democracy channel where I'll be curating the top stories at the intersection of law and politics. Go to YouTube now and free subscribe at Legal AF MTN. That's at Legal AF MTN.